Officially, good morning. Welcome, everyone, to the Options Income Launchpad Tuesday Market Open. My name is Scott, and I will be your host. As always, let me remind you that what we do is for education and illustrative purposes only. Nothing we do or say is considered or should be construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any security or financial product. We're not brokers, we're not advisors, and any decisions you make should be done at your own risk. So, yada, yada, yada. What are we going to do then? Let's look at the futures, the news. Let's look at the economic calendar. We don't really need to look at our market posture again, but we'll just sort of discuss it because, as I said, the AI model was a little bit more conservative than me, and that might be good. In fact, I actually feel like that was something I took into consideration, which was to acknowledge that what it saw was a slightly less bullish than what I saw, and I should, if I'm going to use that tool, then I should use that tool. Okay, we'll of course look at the opening range. Do the buyers start to come back in? Or is it going to be just a kind of a nasty day today? When is the Supreme Court reviewing the tariff case? Does anyone know? Is that just considered quote unquote this week? Is there a specific date for arguments and when they are expected to rule on it? I'm very curious about that, but I haven't followed the exact details. So if anyone knows about that, definitely ping me or put a comment in. We'll look at the opportunity list. There wasn't enough here for a hedge or for bearishness, but there's certainly unlikely to be anything setting up for a new trade. A lot of red going to be there today. So, and then we'll talk about our trading plan section of the week. Let's go ahead and get started. I was looking at Kimberly-Clark yesterday. They bought Tylenol, the makers of Tylenol, and then just got obliterated. Gap down, tried to recover some of it, and then just sank, fell even further. So that's interesting. I find that interesting. Where's my other windows? NASDAQ leads U.S. stock retreat as rally doubts creep in. I mean, everyone's always doubting. We climb a wall of worry all the time in the markets, or at least that's how it seems. But you can see it is a pretty heavy toll this morning a couple of different ways. Number one, the market dropping, which you can see the S&P is down over 1%. This is the kind of morning that if you happen to have some bulls on that you were like managing, and then all of a sudden you want to check and make sure that that stops are not going to get picked off first thing in the morning. May be worth taking it off, waiting to see how it opens, and then looking to work yourself out. The Dow is only down 0.62. You can see the defensiveness there. The Russell is down almost 1.5%. as is the NASDAQ. Actually, the NASDAQ's 1.47, the Russell's 1.4. What's the other core piece of information? You can see that the VIX, and it's interesting because the VIX was up overnight and then down, and it was sitting, and then boom. Did we get news this morning? Why it feels like that spiked. No news. So now here's the deal. I bought options for KView, which expire after the Kimberly-Clark. They'll transition them to KMB options if you kept them that long. So essentially, they'll essentially translate the KMB acquisition of KView, and then there may be like 100. There may be different than 100 shares. There may be cash that becomes involved. It gets very convoluted, David. Very convoluted. With the deal announced, you should actually, in fact, you know what? Make it a test for ChatGPT and be like, here's what I have. Here's what the deal was. What's likely to happen to my options, and see how well. But it is going to be, those will be essentially translated. If you ever look at a stock's options, there'll be times where you'll be like, why are there 2 115 strikes or 2 120 strikes? And it's like, you have to look into that, because what that usually means is that company bought a different company and have now absorbed their options. And so one of those 115 contracts would be the standard for the original company, and one would be a carryover from the old one that now is representative of a different number of shares potentially. There could be some cash involved, and it's going to be a different thing. So if you do that, please share with me. I'm so curious. I might do it on my end now because I'm so curious. But yeah, it's there will be some sort of a thing there. That's a great question. I'm glad that you brought that up. That's very interesting. Okay, the market's open now. If all we did was just pull this chart up. Don't think about, this rally is softening and everyone's worried about it. Clutching their pearls. We know the market loves clutching a good pearl. If all I did was put this chart in front of you, what would you say? Bullish, David Wilson said so fast. Bullish. We don't look at that last candle and be like, oh my God, this looks bearish. We don't do that. We look at this, we say just made a new higher high. The selling pressure was muted for the first few days, and now it's a bigger day. And already you can see it's popped off the lows, but it's a minute in. That red candle moving towards old resistance and towards the 50 is setting up our next potential trade. What's the difference between what we see here and what we see here? New high, pulled back. New high, pulled back. This one was even worse. New high, pulled back, and then whoop. Whoop. So are we thinking that this could whoop? Yes. And no, if you were wondering, Scott, did you buy some fancy new sound synthesizer? No, that was just my mouth. It's just me. I'm just trying to throw some excitement in with sound effects. Tell me if it resonates. Yeah, this looks fine. I'm not like, this is actually exciting because we've been waiting for a new window to open. And this leads us to that window. So I'm thinking to myself, yeah, there's trade development happening in here, and all of this looks like it's setting up to give us something there. Whoop. There was again. Steven has a new Falcon. Fancy. I actually bought a new computer as well, but I don't really buy fancy computers because I just don't use them for more than trading and web browsing, watching videos. Although I am going to have I'm doing a fancy monitor array. I'm going to do two 24s side by side and then one 55 above it for like a trifecta. So I can be like monitor, put on I don't know. I'm excited for it. It's going to be my Christmas present to myself. Get those monitors on the wall. Okay. 215s, 132. There you go. I hear that one can just like slap on like 6 monitors or something. It seems like overkill to me. Whenever I see people with they like show me like they're like, look at this trade setup with like 6 computers. I'm thinking, I feel like I could just like navigate through Windows as fast as I could look around and find things on different screens. I don't know. It looks cool to have a lot. Maybe someone would be like, oh no, Scott, you're missing out. I'm open to that. Okay. Yeah, if you're day trading, that could be a little bit more useful. I could see that. Okay, let's go look at some things. What else? Doubts creeping. Okay, that's fine. Wall Street CEOs warn brace for 10% pullback in stocks. Okay, that's a correction. That's a correction if that happens. For sure. What else? Crowdfunding giant GoFundMe now sells gift cards. Oh, okay. I mean, you can see there's not a lot of news. Over here, there's just nothing. Oil tumbles. Spotify jumps. Pfizer slips. ADM. Ooh, Archer Daniels tanks on earnings. Okay, we'll take a look at that today. Anything else I'm missing from the news? No? All right. Calendar, what do we have? We have missing data. No deficit, no factory orders, no job openings. Although they did put out like a projected. Right? They did put out a projected. We had 7.2 last time. They were expecting some 7.2 this time. But we didn't end up actually getting that or getting the data. So, all right. Let's keep going. Tomorrow we will get this data. That's the only data we definitely are going to get. And the Fed speaks. So, yeah, we're going to have to be paying attention to that. let's go start looking at some charts. Hey, Vladimir, good to see you. The other thing we wanted to look at was this. The VIX. How catastrophic is today? How scary is it? Well, we have talked about the fact that right? We have talked about the fact that no matter where this goes, this is our old high. I'd hate to see it go over the 20. So for me right now, you can see we're sitting somewhere between, if I were to connect this point here, it touched that. Boom, get through right in that area, right? Right in that area. So again, this is the kind of candle to me that doesn't look like, although we had, well, I don't know. If we come out of this the next day with something like this, and this could actually come back down and end up down here, one big red candle, and then the next day it turns, that to me is a lower high. Right? That to me is a lower high, and that actually is quite a potential bullish opportunity for us. Okay, give me your thoughts. How's everyone feeling? A lot of trades on that are getting hurt, or no, because things have been dialed back already. Give me a sense of the impact of this morning's open. How's everybody feeling? Okay. All right, let's keep going. Shutdown still in play. Supreme Court hearing on tariffs. Yeah. Okay, good. Good. So far, so good. Let's go to the watch list. Actually, I am curious to see what the ongoing... Let's go one more place. One more place. Oh, and look at this. It's going back this way. It's going back to the upside. Meaning a higher percentage of people thinking that we are going to get another rate cut. Okay. Sorry, I just had to look at a couple positions real quickly. Okay, let's go back. Let's hit our watch list. That's what we need to get to. And let's see what is setting up still. Apple. I mean, come on. That looks great. That looks great right there. Right? Nothing wrong with that at all. Apple's definitely keen on my list. AbbVie reported earnings gap or continued down today. It's up. There's nothing really there for us though. Nothing really there for us. Yeah, Apple definitely is a strong looking one. Archer Daniels. Okay, so now this is an interesting looking chart. Did that really just happen, do you think? Gap down, shot up, came back, and now it's sitting here. I feel like it didn't get back up to 60. Maybe it did, though. Maybe it did. Okay. Continuing on. Amazon pulling back. ANET reported earnings. Nope, they report today. So that's not really going to be much for us yet. I still think it definitely looks viable for a setup, right? Let me know your thoughts about that. APH pulling back, setting up. AVGO setting up. AXP holding steady. Now that was one that I was thinking about. Just never gave enough. You can see yesterday as a doji, it just didn't really have what I thought. But this is still setting up. Look what we have here. This represents the selling cycle. What do we think about those sellers? Do we think, ooh, that's a lot of sellers? Or do we think, oh, actually, that's not too bad? Right? Not too bad at all. All right, let's keep going here. BAC. I actually feel excited by this morning. Tell you the truth. All I see is mostly red, and I see a lot of setups developing here. Citigroup failed to materialize. Still feel like this one could be pulling back as well. I actually feel like Bank of America and American Express are stronger. Caterpillar setting up. One of the things we'll be watching for later today is the volume, right? The volume. It's going to be important to us. So we'll see what we think about that as it comes. Okay, let's keep going. CCJ, they don't report yet, but it's still, in my opinion, moving closer to a setup opportunity, so I'm going to be keeping a pretty close eye on that. CLS, mean, it's kind of holding out, hanging out there. COF. Still looks like it's viable for a potential setup right here as well. Steven said, I'm a little concerned about financials because they've dropped in our sector rotation. They have a little bit. I agree with that. I don't disagree, but my thought here is, can I find some isolated areas? Credit, banks or brokers, but no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong about that. Okay, let's keep going. All right, Coinbase. Coinbase is starting to drop off for me where I was still thinking that's a maybe. I heard that crypto is not doing well this morning. Let's look at Bitcoin. Ooh, yeah. So look at crypto failing to hold this level here. It's heading back towards 100, it looks like. But it sort of broke it, and then it just couldn't get back up. And then now it's going even further down. So Bitcoin a little bit top heavy, maybe. Okay, let's keep going. Gold. Yeah, we said we thought gold was going to keep dropping. We'll get there in a second. Where was I? Coinbase. Cisco. Maybe setting up, but I don't think there'll be time before earnings. Delta, I don't love it. DoorDash. This is something I already talked about that I feel like our consumer discretionary stocks are not the best. Like we could find better. We could definitely find better. Okay, let's keep moving down the row. We are to search tonight. David Wilson said he already dropped Dash. I agree. Yes, tonight that's my plan. Ford. I still think Ford is setting up. Ford is a good one from consumer discretionary. I think that's a good one. GE. GE still looks strong from the GE still looks strong from the industrials sector. Gold is down 1.5%, a little bit more. So we said be careful if this thing can't get going. If we can't get it going there, then there's a little bit more concern. Anybody in precious metals? Let me know. Google. Come on, Google. Looking good. Goldman. I think Goldman looks like it still could be a viable opportunity in financials. We had this consolidation down. It broke. Pulling back. Maybe the opportunity is through here. Okay, let's keep looking around. We're going to find some things. I think there's a number of setups. Robinhood. Setting up. Same chart. Look at that. It's right there. Pulling back, getting ready. Howmet. Pulling back, setting up. IBM. Pulling back. Setting up. Okay, let's keep looking. Let's keep looking here. Intel. Setting up. IWM. Holding. It's doing well. It's gotten half of it back already. Right? It's gotten half of it back already. Lumentum. Pulling back. Reports earnings. I believe it's this afternoon. Yeah, it's this afternoon. So we'll get a sense of what we think there. Okay. Moving on. MasterCard, no. Meta, no. Morgan Stanley. Yes. Looking pretty good. Microsoft. Ooh, I was thinking about Microsoft, but it's all the way back down. So I'm a little less inclined. Right? A little less inclined there at that point. Okay, let's keep moving through. Micron. Tell me if there's one you're in or thinking about. We'll rattle through them all, but let me know if there's anything specific. Micron still looks strong, pulling back. Netflix looks weak, struggling still. Northrop Grumman still looks a bit weak. Okay, let's take a look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA's looking like it could be setting up. Palantir got beat up today. I think they reported, right? Did I talk about Caterpillar? Yes, I think I liked it, but let's go back up in a second. They're expecting 11. They got 21. That was aftermarket. Today it's down 8%. So something about their future, their forward looking that was not favorable. Okay. Caterpillar. Yeah, beautiful, right? Pulling back. I'm fine if it goes into the gap. Some people are like very superstitious about gaps. I am not one of them. I have no problem if this thing pulls back into here, even into this range. But yeah, if it can hold and turn, I think we'll have something there. The Q's pulling back. Fine. Roblox, nothing there for us. I'm actually going to drop this one. It's getting beat up a little too hard. Reddit. I'll give Reddit one last chance. Okay. Let's keep going. Rocket Labs. It's fine still. It's above the 50. Earnings are coming up, but I'm definitely a little bit more concerned about it. Okay. Thinking about SoFi. I agree. Silver rolling over a little bit. SoFi still holding up. Still holding up. Okay. SPY, how are we doing? Well, we've turned around. We've gotten some back here as well. So that's good. So that's good. Tesla pulled back, but overall okay. TSM, no. Uber. Uber got hit on earnings, but it sold down, held this lower level, and is now trying to recover. Anybody trading that one hold through earnings? And if so, what are your thoughts as it's coming out of it? Let me know. Okay, let's keep moving. UUP. A spike in the dollar for sure. We're at the highest highs in a while. Not yearly highs. Not even close. Definitely 6-month highs. Here you can see Walmart. Still a bit of a struggle. Still a little bit of a struggle. Okay. Okay. Let's go through the XLs. Watching Walmart disappointing. It is a little disappointing. I agree. I was definitely looking to see if it could hold that 50. I would have been looking at it at that time, but it definitely could not. So there you go. Okay, let's keep going. XLB's all the way down. Communication services trying, but barely. Energy is down. Financials today is kind of holding up, but it is down overall still, like Steven said, expressing some concern from our sector rotation. Industrials pulling back, technology pulling back, but still overall bullish. Staples down. I'll tell you this, Staples does not look defensive right now. Right? Staples does not look defensive right now. Okay, let's keep looking. Utilities. Healthcare. Healthcare's holding up. Healthcare still looks like a buy potential. So I got to tell you, as long as we don't see some bit of heavy selling, right? If the volume is not like overwhelming, I think there's a very good chance that this ends up being something that we can end up buying. So I'm definitely overall looking forward to some signals setting up out of this pullback. We'll see. We'll see if there's news attached to it or not. But overall, I would say it definitely has a lot of potential for us to get our next window, right? Our next window of trading. That's my list. It's 8:05. We have a few minutes now. Don't forget that I knew we would probably run a little light today because there's just we've just got to watch to see what happens. Let's go take a quick look at the inside of today. And you can see we opened, sold off, held, got it back, and then some, and are breaking above the opening range. Take a look at BAC one more time. Absolutely. I can do that. You can see the BAC is doing the same thing. Gap down, sold off, and now it's making its run back up. I'd wait to see how we settle into this thing, but it seems to be holding up, as it were. Yeah. Questions? Questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Yeah, hopefully no major news comes out. That's upsetting. I agree. Okay, let's keep going. Yeah. Thoughts? Let's look at the trading plan. We'll get out of here a few minutes early. I gotta tell you, when I first saw the futures this morning, I'm like, ooh, that's a little bit nasty. And then I'm like, you know what? That actually looks fine. That actually looks fine. We're not that concerned. Not that concerned at all. Okay. Market posture, market forecasting this week. The core focus is here. We all work on the same routine. That's kind of the point of the group. So it's just about defining this. It's about explaining how the routines lead to the market posture, how the market posture translates to the trading posture. And trading posture is all about understanding these implications. What types of trades should I be thinking about? How long should those trades last? How do I adjust my risk management strategies? Are there certain systems that work better in this market than others? Do I alter? So right now, if you're thinking the market's gotten a little worse, when you take profit, you might take half or a little more rather than only a quarter or a third, right? Don, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining. See you soon. We're wrapping up anyway, so don't forget to put some time in. We're on our last loop of the trading plan. So make sure you take some time, get ready for the new year with the new trading plan, and we'll see where that puts us. All right. Well, it's great to see everybody. Don't forget tonight, Glenn will go first. I'll go second. And I'm going to run some searching. We'll see what Glenn does. And let's get ready for some trades this week. That's what I think. I'm still looking for Santa to come. So anyways, good to see you guys. Have a great rest of your day. You got them resolved. Good. Glad to hear. And I will see you guys later tonight. As always, happy trading.